Welcome, welcome everyone, every single person that has decided to show up today with the tribe, with the community, with the breath, with SOMA Breath. Welcome everyone. Make sure you have your headphones, that you're in a comfortable seated position. And I'm just making sure that I'm admitting more and more people to the room. Welcome everyone. My name is Piotr Ciepiel, a SOMA Breath Master Transformational Coach. Who am I? I'm your host today for this incredible session with the one and only Niraj Naik, the founder of SOMA Breath. And today in this session, you'll be able to go beyond theory because we're going to be exploring the mystical power of third eye awakening. I like to call it, because that's what I heard as well, that it's actually our first eye. It is the main eye. So it's not the third eye, it's the main eye. And when you can tap in to your third eye awakening, you have the superpower. But of course, before we start, welcome everyone. Please use the chat as well, and use the chat to let us all know where you're dialing in from, where you're tuning in from today. We have people from all around the world with us. The Zoom room is just growing and growing. We got India, we got New York, Georgia, Quebec, Canada, Chile. Welcome, Tatiana. Welcome, Portugal. Amazing. Hello, world, indeed. Welcome, Seattle. South Africa is in the house. Amazing. So beautiful that all of you are joining and you're putting this session in your calendar, and make sure as well that you keep on spreading the word, that it's not just you joining the session, but also your friends, your family, your neighbor. So whenever you can, share the link to the Sunday Breathe Together, because they're free events, free community events that we're gathering together and we're breathing together. And truly, the transformative power of breathwork and SOMA Breath, the music and the guidance, will allow you to be connected to yourself, connected to the power that you have. The love, the ripple effect of love, as I like to call it, because that's what I'm all about. And of course, as well, how are you feeling right now? Okay, we have this scale, but you know what? Today, let's drop scales. Let's drop labels. There's no boxes. Let's get out of your comfort zone. Let's just drop all that. Let me know how you're feeling right now. There's no scale. You can use a number. You can use an emoji, whatever you want to put in the chat box right now. Today, let me just go through the chat and see, and be as interactive as possible as well, so more people can see that, you know, that we're a community, that we're bouncing off each other's energy. Amazing. So let me just quickly go through the chat. How is everyone feeling today? So many people. Wow. Take us to another place, please. Yeah, Evan, indeed, brother. Grateful, excited, amazing from Stacy, 100% complete, energized, and all the emojis are floating in as well. The hearts, the stars, incredible, grateful, excited, tired, and numb. Dean, we're gonna try to change this. With this session, we're gonna change the way you feel, that emotional state, and hopefully you'll feel different at the end of today's session. Supercalifragil. Oh yeah, that word. Yes, I remember that. I will not pronounce it. No. Super duper, utterly overflowing gratitude, joy, and fun. Excited, grateful, and blessed. Gratitude. Amazing. Thank you all. 70%. Paul, welcome. Thank you so much, everyone, for dialing and using the chat as well, so that we can all see how we're all this big, beautiful community, a tribe that is constantly growing, because SOMA Breath is impacting the world. And before I introduce today's session and I bring Niraj to the room, he's already here with us, I do need to mention this incredible coaching mastery that we have, right? This is something where you'll be able to elevate your skills and attract more clients. And it is something that you can join for free and for 6 hours, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time on June 29th. And Monica is right now sharing the link to this coaching mastery. You'll be able to get into the room with Niraj and the amazing Claudia Solis, and you'll be able to learn how to bring SOMA Breath into an existing framework that you already have. And why I'm so proud to mention this, because I received an award yesterday. This is my award from We Create Space for the contribution as a queer leader in corporate well-being and inclusion. So I want to say thank you all. I see so many of you here that have wished me well as I was receiving that award. But this award has so much meaning to me, because through SOMA Breath and with SOMA Breath, I'm able to go into the corporate world and help help businesses, help the queer community, help with diversity, inclusion, innovation, people to reconnect with themselves, remember who they truly are. And that is exactly the power that SOMA Breath has. So please, on the 29th of June, put it in your calendar from 10 to 4 p.m. Eastern time. You'll be able to go and dive deep into a session so that you can learn and bring SOMA Breath into your life, into your business, and you'll be successful. Trust me, you'll be successful with all these tools. So Monica has shared the link. How are we all feeling right now? Some thumbs up in the room. Nancy, Sonia, good. I see all. I'll be constantly watching you all here as well, admitting more people to the room. Amazing people sending hearts. Incredible. So today's session with Niraj, the mystical power of third eye awakening. Such an important session to reconnect, to arrive to the body, to arrive not only to this space, but also to the present moment. And it's a journey of connection to self. And Niraj obviously has this unique way of sharing his gifts, his talents, and he has tapped in. He has tapped in into his third eye, and he has woken up not only himself, but the world. I truly believe that, and all of us are here because of him, because of SOMA Breath. And it is my absolute pleasure. Let's just take a breath together, shall we? Let's take a breath together before I bring Niraj into the room. Let's take a conscious breath together. You can close your eyes for just a moment and connect to your own breath. Just observe your own breath for just a moment. If you want to close your eyes and go deeper and deeper, become aware of yourself with a capital S. Breathe in now through the nose and breathe out gently through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose, arriving to this moment, to this body, to this session, dropping all expectations and just being here, and that is enough. And breathe it all out. Calm body, calm mind. This is the power that you have, that we all have. And come back. You can open your eyes, shake off the energy, shake off all the energy. And let me bring Niraj now to all of us with a smile. I think I can hear you already. There you are. Of course you are. There you are. I'm going to spotlight you. Brother, founder of SOMA Breath, Niraj Naik in the house.
Thank you, Piotr, for the wonderful introduction as always. And congratulations on getting that award. I love it when people get recognized for stuff like this. So great stuff. So yeah, let's get straight into this because I'm going to try and keep this under an hour. For an hour and try and get a lot of incredible value into this actually very juicy and for me, quite a special topic because it's a story that's resurfaced. It's based on a story that's recently resurfaced. Like, first, I just want to ask, who's actually new to SOMA Breath here? Who's never done SOMA Breath before? Okay, some newbies. Love it. Okay. So all you newbies and everyone else, do you believe the real magic exists? Yeah. All right, I'm speaking to the right people. And do you believe you are somebody who can possess it, who can activate it, can awaken it? Yeah. All right. Everyone's in the right place here. Okay. And anyone heard of this podcast that went viral recently called the Telepathy Tapes? Okay. No. I read your post on it. Brilliant. All right, oh wow. So the ones who are saying no right now, right, who say they believe in real magic and that they have the power and the ability to awaken it, you are in for a real mind-blowing next hour or so, right? So let's get straight to it. So telepathy tapes is a phenomenon about, well, it's a podcast. This lady went to investigate autistic children, the ones who have no ability to communicate. They're non-verbal. Or at least we think they have no ability to communicate, right? Because actually they have got the ability to communicate, but in a way that defies our way of communicating, right? And that is telepathy. So the normal way we communicate is through words, right? Sounds. And we transmit ideas. And like I'm doing right now, we communicate through speech, a bit of body language. These kids actually transplant thoughts into other people's minds as well as receive them. And they have this strange relationship with their parents and their teachers, right? People that are very close to them, that they trust. And some of them have got the ability to tune into anyone. They can literally read anyone's mind. But it goes beyond that. So you may have heard of, like, has anyone seen a movie called Rain Man with Tom Cruise? One of my favorite movies growing up. It's incredible. Yeah? So in that movie, okay, there is an idiot, they call it idiot savants, all right? They're autistic kids with like super mind powers. Like Rain Man, he took him to Vegas to try and, to hack the casino system, because he was incredible with his memory. He could count cards and he could like predict. He was like, statistics was off the charts. And that movie is based on a real story. There's a real autistic person, I've forgotten his name, who actually Rain Man's based on. So there's a lot of case studies of these kids, I mean adults as well, who are autistic, who have got incredible mind power beyond comprehension. And these kids could speak languages that they've never been taught before. Like one kid knew Portuguese, Egyptian, Hebrew, hieroglyphics, these ancient languages, which didn't make sense, like the Torah. So it was like, how were they receiving this information? So when I came across this podcast, I was like blown away. Because the other crazy thing about this whole story, and what I'm going to actually just do right now is I'm going to just share some posts about it right now. So if anyone hasn't already, go to my Instagram, okay? And I'm see if I can just share this screen. 1 second. I can actually show you some images to go with this. Here we go. Okay, do you see this? Oops. There we go. Here. Okay. Can you all see this? Yep. So this is the podcast. You can check it out on Spotify. And this is the kind of story that makes you question what's real and what isn't, right? And what we've been told isn't, right? So the podcast is called Telepathy Tapes. It's gone crazy viral. It's by Kai Dickens. And here's some pictures from it. So this guy over here, right, on the computer, on the laptop, happens to be a scientist called Jeff Tarrant. And Jeff Tarrant has been doing this investigation and he's proven that it's true. It's legit. So the crazy thing is he's the scientist who studied SOMA Breath that inspired Cambridge University to come and study breathwork, right? As a tool for altered states. So I had this direct connection with Jeff because I told Jeff as well, we reconnected about something bizarre, right, that I also had witnessed in India, which I'm going to tell you about in a minute. And this is what relates to all of you, right? Because I believe that these abilities can be awakened through a process And I'm going to teach you some of that process today, all right, if you keep tuning in. So here's the premise. Non-verbal autistic kids start communicating in extraordinary ways by transmitting thoughts directly to their parents. Some say they can read minds, all right? And in the first few episodes, you'll learn how families discover their kids are telepathic when they can't speak, how telepathic communication emerges between parent and child, and how non-speakers seem to be able to communicate to each other and teach each other, right? So these are non-verbal autistic kids. So I'd say it sounds like science fiction if I haven't witnessed it with my own eyes, not in a lab, not on a podcast, but in a dusty schoolroom in India. This is where it gets crazy. So in 2012, I went to India. It's a crazy story that leads to that, where I discovered these after-school workshops for children, right? And when these children are activated, and what they're activating is their third eye, all right? Kids blindfolded are riding bikes through crazy traffic in India just to show what they can do, right? They're reading books without seeing, completely taped up and blindfolded, right? They solve math problems faster than I could type them. Really crazy mathematics abilities. And I've done loads of tests. I've done loads and loads of tests. So here's a little video. So they completely blindfold them to the max. They put cotton wool underneath, so there's no way they can peek through. Okay? I'm not sure if the sound's going to play. Then they tape it up. And then there's me, like a much younger version. And she'll just read them out. She'll just be reading them out. So that's one of the footages. I'm going to actually release a whole video with all of the stuff, but I'm going to show you one that's even more like well produced, because this was done like on ghetto iPhones. If somebody did it with a full studio. So I actually wanted to share this in the West back then, around 2012. And I even had like a top documentary filmmaker. I had so many people behind it, except when I started to reach out to certain people, like this one guy called Uri Geller. If you've heard of Uri Geller, he's a famous mystic who bends spoons with his mind. Well, he actually was my mentor for a little while back then. And I was like, maybe he'll want to put his name to this and be behind this. But he actually said, don't do this. If you put this out to the world, if you teach people how to get activated with supernatural abilities, right? They're going to shut you down. The media is going to come after you. You're going to be discredited as a scientist, and it's going to be hell. So don't do it. So he advised me not to do it. And then a series of things happened. Like the documentary film guy couldn't get any media company to buy the actual story and do a documentary. So they all weren't interested in a scalable method back then. So I gave up on it. After that, I went on a crazy journey. That's when I discovered, like, I met Wim Hof and got into all the breathwork stuff and went on a wild journey on that one. But this was pre SOMA Breath. This was in the early days of when I was creating the modality, because the method that we use with the children to activate them is similar to the techniques we do in SOMA Breath already, holding the breath hold techniques. So I'm going to talk to you about that in a moment. So yeah, this is the thing about Uri Geller. But now the telepathy tapes is actually resurfacing. So they're doing more scientific studies on this. But the cool thing is, me and Jeff Tarrant, because he's the scientist involved with this, we're going to connect and we're going to do something really profound, because the most amazing thing of the whole thing is that the kids become more compassionate, kind, caring, more in control of their emotions. They just basically become more mature and more human, with more empathy, which is the most important thing. Like all the other, the magic tricks are just like for show, but the real magic is what happens. They become better humans as a result. And here's the thing, these techniques have been hidden away for a long time, and they've been kind of been mystified, and people have like made legends out of them. And now there's like a gray area. We don't know if this is true or not. Like, so the scientific community would say this is totally non-scientific, not possible. Even though if you listen to like scientists like Dr. Dean Radin, there's loads of evidence for telekinesis, telepathy, mind over matter. All right, Dr. Dean Radin, if you want to check him out. So they get put into a box of these are fringe scientists, right? And then so does any kind of yogic practice. Yogic practice, awakening the third eye, gets put into the New Age box or the woo-woo box, right? But I really believe that there is a process to creating real magic that exists in all of us. And what we discovered with the kids is the kids are able to demonstrate these abilities, these super sensory abilities, like being able to see without seeing, like having this kind of sixth sense. But the older you get, the harder it becomes because the neocortex gets formed. All right, and the way this works, this whole thing, okay, let me just finish this. So the way this whole thing works is that you are changing the blood flow and circulation to the most primitive parts of the brain. And through a series of yogic techniques of breathing, movement, and it's also been refined. So in these workshops, they use all different kinds of techniques to use eyesight pointing in different focuses and different directions, and also concentration techniques, blindfolding techniques, darkness training, all these like sensory deprivation trainings, which are actually fun for the kids to do. They actually have fun doing it. It's nothing weird or anything. Don't worry about that. But that combined with the yogic practices, I saw within 2 days kids actually being activated within 2 days. And the crazy thing was I went there with my best friend at the time, who he used to be one of UK's top card magicians, mentalist magician. So he could do all these crazy Darren Brown, like David Blaine like tricks, right? So when he happened to be there with me, and when we saw this, he was really skeptical. He said these are tricks, like, and then he even did the blindfold trick and showed me there was just a trick, right? So he went in very skeptical. I wanted to, I didn't want to believe there was a massive scam that spread all over Asia. So I wanted them to prove it. And John wanted to debunk it, right? So we went in there with that mindset. And it was actually undebunkable. There was quite a lot of kids cheating, but there were 3 or 4 kids after the first workshop we did that we couldn't debunk. We couldn't debunk. They had 6 sensibilities. It was incredible. So that is what then inspired me to take this training back. But here's the thing. The same process is what has been like legendary in yogic tradition for third eye awakening, awaken the Kundalini, all right? So there's various ways to activate. In children, it's very easy, right? They already plugged in to the supersensory world. But in humans, this part gets dormant, okay? This part gets dormant. So I'm going to teach you like basically the principles of how you can start activating. And you might not have supersensory abilities, but what you might get is other kinds of benefits, like hyper laser focus. For me, I've got this really strong laser focus when it comes to doing the work that I want to do, like making music or creativity or something productive. I can get into a trance and just really crush it like I never used to be able to before. And I can work on lots of different types of projects at the same time, and then also creativity, really enhanced creativity, and being able to make music of various different styles and work with, quite high level people in my field, but so on and so forth. I found other abilities awaken, like creativity, intellect, memory, communication. Like all the chakras become more balanced. You become much more of a grounded, actually, person if you do this right. So some people are going to wake up deep intuition. And for me, I believe that's what's led me to have this manifesting power, where I can just kind of attract cool stuff into my life. So, like, I came to Ibiza with a mission, and I wanted to attract one of the top DJs here to be inspired to make breathwork music with me. And that's happened now twice with two different DJs. So, and so on and so forth. And that's opened so many doors. Even like manifesting being on Mind Valley, the Mind Valley platform, things like that, and being their breathwork teacher, and, playing in clubs, and being a speaker and doing TEDx, and all that stuff. So check out the TEDx that I just did recently. So many things for me in my own life have definitely manifested. And it's not like unique to me. Piotr will tell you the same, because the process that we do in SOMA Breath is a third eye activating technique. When you hold your breath to a certain point, around 60 to 90 seconds, is when the soma from within wakes up. And this is the bliss molecule. You release a dose. Just remember this. A dose is an acronym for anandamide. Ananda is bliss. It's your own inner cannabis. Dopamine, all right, is the pleasure hormone, the reward hormone. Oxytocin is O, which is the bonding, social connection, also involved with orgasm. Serotonin is the feel-good hormone. Endorphins is the feel-good neurotransmitters, the pain relievers, right? And that spells a dose. So we release a dose. When we hold our breath beyond 60 to 90 seconds, the breath, the oxygen levels in your bloodstream lower to below 90% SpO2 saturation. That's all you need. So if you use an SpO2 machine like this, okay, you can get that value down. Get one of these from the pharmacy. You can actually measure this and see how far you go. When you go below 90% is when you get into this beneficial state. And even mild hypoxia can start waking these beneficial effects up. Even stem cells can awaken from circulation. Even with mild hypoxia, between 80 and 90%, right? So when you lower the oxygen for a brief period, this is when we awaken this chemical of transformation. And if you notice, when we do our breath technique, what we're doing is rhythmic breathing. Now, rhythmic breathing is a foundation of all yogic practice. Okay, breathing in a rhythm. And in SOMA Breath, we do it to a beat. We're breathing in a perfect, harmonious rhythm. And what this does is it creates like an optimum blood flow from the heart to the brain. And this circulatory effect, okay, what it does is it creates this cardiac coherence, okay, heart coherence. And it starts to amplify your state. Right? So whatever you're feeling will start to amplify. So if you set an intention, a positive intention, right, and you tune in to certain frequencies of light and colors, which I'm going to teach you what to do in a minute for that, we can channel this light in visually, visualization, and we can circulate an energy around us through circular rhythmic breathing. And when we create this bliss pump, when we breathe in through your sphincter, the lower chakras, all the way up, contracting up and letting go. On the exhale, that rhythmic breathing like that, that bliss pump, okay, will further enhance this release of a dose, okay, a dose. And this is what starts to awaken the power of the third eye, the samadhi state, okay, which we're going to get into. So we're going to do a session in a moment. I'm going to teach you how to do it. And then at the end, I'm going to give you some tips. Because if you might find holding your breath is not easy when you first start to do it. And the thing is, the key is to do it baby steps. Like you might find you can only hold a breath for like 20 seconds, 30 seconds. But I'm going to teach you a technique, okay, which will help you gradually increase this. Because then when you go into these breath meditations that we have so many of these in our breath library, right? And if you go to the manifest section, you'll find all these third eye awakening techniques on the app, right? So on there, you will be able to set the right intention and get into the right state to manifest by awakening the third eye. And the third eye, what it does is gives you deep intuition, an inner knowing. And I call this your AI, your automatic intelligence. Okay? And however that's tuned, however that's wired, is what will determine what you manifest in your life. These are the things we do on autopilot, habitually without thinking about it. Okay? And here's the thing, the breath, when we train ourselves to hold it longer and longer, we start to calm down the number one emotion that causes bad thought programming, which is fear. So the longer you can hold your breath, by gradually training it, we start to override the irrational fear response that prevents us from really manifesting. Okay? And this is the thing. So with third eye awakening techniques, right, you can go super deep and get into these deep breath retention states that not only does it help you rewire fear that holds you back, but it also sends incredible blood flow up to the brain, stem cells, positive hormones for transformation. And through this, we can actually start to grow new neural networks and awaken other powers of the mind, where over time, because when you were children, you got educated by the left brain school system out of your amazing abilities, right, that you all possess. What we're doing here is just bringing you back to your normal state of being. Okay? So let's do one session now together of this third eye awakening technique. Okay. So what we're going to do is you're going to sit upright with your back straight, upright position. Okay. And you are going to breathe in through the root, the sphincter, through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. In, out. And I'm going to make it circular, connected to the beat, the rhythm. So you're going to hear it say in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to do the rhythmic breathing for several minutes, like that, contracting up on the sphincter on the inhale, letting go on the exhale. Then it's going to be followed by a deep breath in, contracting up the sphincter on the inhale, and then letting go, and then holding your breath after a full exhalation. And then you're going to hold your breath until you cannot hold any longer. Now, just do it at your own pace. Don't cause any force, any strain. Just hold it to your first urge to breathe. If you can't hold it as long as instructed, don't worry. Just keep going at your own pace. And then, because you can take little sips in and breathe back out, and then keep holding until I tell you to breathe in. This time you breathe in again through the sphincter, send the energy up. You send the energy up, you contract up the sphincter as you hold your breath in, and then you just hold until instructed, then hum. Hum. The humming at the end is very, very powerful. Okay, and you just look to the third eye for this whole session. You're gonna, with your eyes closed, look to the third eye. Okay? So that completes one round. You're gonna do 2 rounds. Don't worry if this is complicated. You'll hear the guidance repeated in the session itself. So, everybody ready? Following me? Ready? Yep. Okay. Let's do it. Oh. Slight problem. Is it playing? Okay, let's go.
Bring your awareness to the sound.
Oops, something wrong. 1 second, everyone. Did that sound funny on the frequency?
It did, yes.
Yeah, let me just fix that. I don't know why it's doing that. 1 second. Something went wrong with, I think I awakened the third eye of my computer. Let me just close all this. Okay, let's see if it works now.
Bring your awareness to the sound. Any sound that draws your awareness in this moment, right now. And the sound of my voice that shall be your guide on this journey to becoming limitless. Imagine that there's a movie playing in your mind right now. And on this movie, you can project an image of a world of your own creation. A limitless world where time, money are no objects. Where the limits are the boundaries of your own creative imagination. See what you'd see, feel what you'd feel, hear what you'd hear. You're living and breathing this moment right now, as though it's happening right now, where you are in a limitless world of your own creation. Imagine you are the world's greatest director of this movie right now. And start to see the scenes of the results of all the things that you would create in this limitless world. That's right, turn up the lights, the colors, the sounds, and step into this movie as though it's happening right now. Now imagine, with every breath you take in and out, as we get ready to breathe in a rhythm, you are charging yourself up with the light of a limitless potential. 3, 2, 1. Exhale and in. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. In. 2. That's right. 3, 4. Out. 2, 3. Keep breathing. Keep connecting. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. Taking a deep breath in. 2, 3, 4. And letting go. With no pause between inhale and exhale. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and letting go. 2. making that conscious, connected, rhythmic breath.
3, 4,
The rhythm and groove of the music.
3,
That's right.
in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4.
And imagine right now you're charging yourself up
4,
with this light of a limitless potential,
4,
expanding
2,
your ability
4,
to become truly creative,
3, 4,
limitless to your potential.
3, 4,
That's right.
2, 3,
Charge it up right now.
in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4.
That's right, you're doing great.
3,
Keep breathing, keep connecting.
2,
Turn up the dial, no sensations.
2, 3,
Breathe in the limitless light
3, 4, in,
into every cell of your being right now. That's right.
2, 3, 4.
Now take a deep breath in and breathe all the air out. That's right. And hold your breath after full exhalation. As life is just a series of inhales and exhales. As you press pause on your breath, you press pause on life in this moment, allowing the thought files to reassemble, clearing the clutter of the unconscious mind. You have 60 seconds remaining in this breath retention phase. If you get an urge to breathe, you can breathe in, breathe out, and hold your breath and continue holding. But if you feel a big strong urge to breathe, just come back to normal breathing. That's right. No force, no strain. Imagine right now a light of pure limitless potential is shining through the top of your head right now, connecting you to the earth, creating an orbit, a circuit of the light. You have 20 seconds remaining in this breath retention phase. And notice you're filling yourself up with this light, becoming one with its limitless power. And now, when you feel you cannot hold your breath any longer, take a deep breath all the way in and send the energy up. Contract up the sphincter muscles, pull up the energy up, up and up, like a spiral of electric light up through the midbrain, illuminating you to your higher power. That's right, send the energy up, send it up. And now, hold your breath until instructed and witness the light. Now, let go of the tone. Now, let's get ready for round 2. As we get ready to breathe in a rhythm. 3, 2, 1, exhale and in.
2, 3,
Keep breathing, keep connecting.
In.
Charge yourself up with a limitless light
4.
of pure positive potential.
3, 4. In. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. In. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4.
Breathing in
2, 3, 4.
and letting go. That's right.
3, 4.
Breathing in
2, 3, 4.
and letting go.
2,
That's right.
3, 4.
Keep breathing, keep connecting. Charge it up.
3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. In. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3.
And now, take a deep breath all the way in. Send the energy up. And breathe all the air out. That's right. And hold your breath after full exhalation. Because you are amazing. Miracles of light. And you already have everything you need to receive deep within your heart, soul, and mind. You are a creative genius with a limitless potential to create the world in your image. Allow it to awaken right now. You have 60 seconds remaining in this breath retention phase. And again, when you feel that first big urge to breathe, you can take a sip in and breathe out and hold your breath after full exhalation, going deeper and deeper within your own mind. And then, when you feel a strong urge to breathe, override that first urge to breathe. Go slightly beyond your comfort zone. But then, when you cannot possibly hold your breath any longer, take that deep breath all the way in and send the energy up like a spiral of electric light up and up and up into the midbrain, illuminating you to a higher power. Witness the limitless light of your full creative potential awakening right now. You have 20 seconds left in this breath retention phase. Now, let go with the tone. Coming back to normal breathing. Bring your awareness to the body, noticing any changes and any ideas, thoughts, visions that come to you in this moment. Pay attention, as they are important. They come from a higher space. And notice say the word limitless, there is a color that comes to your mind of a light of limitless potential. See that color right now. Become the channel of that light. And know that you can step into its power just by closing your eyes, witnessing the light, becoming a channel, breathing that light into every cell of your being. That's right. So, as you come back to normal breathing, know that as you leave this experience today, you shall do so with a new sense of positive energy, connected to a light of a higher power. Power to become creative, to step into the most potent and bold creative potential. Use it to make this world a better place. Much love and positive energy. Peace.
So slowly coming back around to the present moment. Bring your awareness back into your body, your own body. So you're just going to follow along now with a Kundalini third eye activating breathing technique for a few minutes. I'm going to teach you. So just staying in this state that you're in right now, you're going to put your middle finger on your third eye. You're going to close one nostril with either your thumb or your ring finger. So you can do like this. Okay? You're going to push down on your third eye. And then you're going to close your right nostril with your thumb. You're going to exhale through your left nostril. And then you're going to breathe in through your left for 4 seconds. You're going to hold for 4 seconds your breath, closing both your nostrils shut. And then you're going to breathe out through your right for 4 seconds. Hold both nostrils shut as you hold your breath. And you breathe in through your right for 4 seconds. Hold both nostrils shut. And then you breathe out through your right. Hold for 4 seconds. And then you rotate. So you're going like this, like this, like this, like this. Understand? Alternate nostrils. From one nostril to another. 4 seconds on the inhale. Hold for 4. 4 seconds on the exhale. Hold for 4. Through alternate nostrils. You're going to do that, right, for 10 reps in a row. Then you have a little rest period. Then you do it again for another 10 reps. Then you have a rest period. Then you start to add seconds. So instead of 4 seconds, it becomes 6 seconds, 8 seconds. So you're doing very long rhythmic breaths, okay? Use this as a technique you can do in the morning or before you go to sleep. Those early morning or late night hours is when you get into that theta brainwave state, which is when this magic starts to really awaken, okay? So you use that technique, okay? Then what you need to do is train yourself to have longer breath holds, okay? So the way you can start doing that, and this is extremely good for your health, extremely good. It's based on Buteyko method. Is Kumbhaka is the technique in pranayama. It's the most important technique in all of pranayama. I'm going to write a book just on Kumbhaka because it's so important, okay? It's what you do when you don't breathe that matters. Okay, so what I just showed you is a rhythmic breathing exercise. The in for 4 seconds, out for 4, so on, hold, is rhythmic breathing. This creates a vibrational state. Kumbhaka starts to create the the chemistry in your brain needed for third eye activation. If you do this together, it's very powerful. So you do the alternate nostril, like box breathing, alternate nostrils, followed by this. Okay, so what you're going to do is you breathe in through your left. You breathe in through both nostrils. You breathe out, hold your nose, and you hold your breath until you get a big urge to breathe. So you might get a little twitch of the diaphragm. And then you relax. Have a break for 10, 20 seconds. Do it again. Do it 3 times in a row, right? So that's your morning procedure. You can start doing it. If you really want to get serious, but awaken your third eye. Alternate nostril rhythmic breathing, followed by kumbhaka, right? Doing that. If you repeat this every morning and start increasing your breath hold times, right? And you can spread it out throughout the day. You don't have to do them all in the morning and night. You can spread this out as well. And if you add in any of our techniques that we just did just now, the one we did as a group, which you can find on the app, the daily doses, okay, especially the ones in the manifest session, that will start this process, this procedure. You can also do a deep dive, the 21-day awakening journey, which is a deep dive course to getting into these extremely potent transcendental states and awakening the third eye. The whole process, the third eye activating ritual over 21 days, held by instructors, all right? And on the app, if you subscribe, there's also the manifesting challenge. I urge you to read that. It's very important. If you are activating your third eye, you're going to start creating very potent manifesting abilities. And you can sometimes manifest what you don't want. So you want to be mindful of what you want and what you don't want. The manifesting challenge will show you how to manifest properly, right? Like seriously, like it's crazy magic, what can unfold, and so on and so forth. So you've got all this incredible tools. So I just have to get your feedback on what we just did, whether you got any effects or anything from the little short session we just did. It would be awesome to have a guided alternate nostril breathing session on the app. Yes, I'm going to make one for sure. Brilliant. So the purple colors is what I was going to ask. Did anyone see any colors? Purple colors, yes, is the indigo. It's the third eye color. Purple is so common for this process. Indigo is known as purple, the third eye color, and so many people see purple. Green is associated with, I think, the throat chakra. I'm not sure of the other chakras actually, because they change so often, but the purple is clearly the third eye, okay? And white is this crown chakra. These are the 2 colors that I feel are the most important when we're doing these processes. Okay, so Paul Wiley says, was heavy, saw no color, kept being in my current thinking. Yes, practice is what makes this better, because what we're doing is a breath meditation. So when you follow the breath like this, you'll get better at taking the attention away from the monkey mind and something other than the monkey mind, like sound. You can also, if you want, find a fixed point in front of you to stare at, to point your gaze at while you're doing the breath work. This can sometimes help people whose mind's very busy when they close their eyes. Okay? Lots of purple, amazing. I have done psychedelics, and purple is the color of my utopia in bliss. Amazing. Beautiful. All right, well, I actually have to unfortunately go, but Piotr is going to take over now and can take any feedback and offer any next steps for anyone who might be interested. Today's had to be a bit of a short session. I'm afraid I've got a very important thing I have to attend after this family situation. So I'm going to do that. But remember, with so many incredible things in SOMA Breath, this is just one of those aspects. And you never know what magic can unfold when you awaken your third eye. Seriously, it's awesome. All right, and it's real and tangible. See you all soon, and I'll keep you posted on my crazy journey with the Telepathy Tapes kids, and the new school we're creating together. All right. Peace.
Amazing. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Niraj. Thank you
Cheers,
so
Joshua.
much, brother.
Much love.
Mwah. Thank you so much. All the very best. Blessings your way. And as Niraj mentioned, I am staying here with you all, and we can discuss further as well, because what Niraj mentioned, and this is so important to understand, that like with everything in life, repetition, practice, commitment to the journey, and truly, and this is very big, this is very important, letting go of expectation. Whatever you have experienced today, if tomorrow you will not see the colors, don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on the journey, okay? Whatever you've experienced today, whatever you've experienced, the feelings, sensations, the visions, and all of us are different. So you might be a person that can see things, really visualize. Some of you might be more into the feeling and the sensations that the body bring. Some of you will be really activated by the colors. And again, the indigo purple color, as Niraj mentioned, associated with the third eye, but all the other colors, if you go through the chakra system, through the energy system, you'll be able to see maybe there's any blocks that you might be having in your throat, in your solar plexus, and just be very observant. And I love to always mention here as well, be playful with the breath, okay? You're not trying to activate in a way the breath, to put your nervous system in a state of panic and chaos. No, we're all doing this in a playful, curious way. If you're becoming curious, like a child, about where your breath can take you, you will truly see how after a while you'll be able to manifest the life that you desire, that you are willing to bring into your present state of being. And as Niraj mentioned, I think everyone at SOMA Breath actually has manifested their blissful life. I mean, I live in Barcelona. I live in the city that I always wanted to live in. Through breathwork, through SOMA Breath, have regained my health. Some of you know my journey. I was diagnosed with cancer, and after 16 chemotherapies, I also discovered SOMA Breath and breathwork and movement and somatic experiences. I understood that it's time for me to regain my power, my strength, and heal my body through breath, with the help of breath, somatic, and community and tribe. And then the manifestation, again, Monica, if you can type into the chat, the SOMA Breath app, because that manifestation challenge that is in the app, it's just so powerful. You truly can manifest the life that you want to live. Your dreams matter, and the life that you want to live can be yours truly. And again, as I mentioned before, I'm now a corporate well-being coach, consultant, and I'm doing the work, my mission, my purpose, my passion, and all of you can do the same thing. So let me just go through the chat right now. How's everyone feeling right now? How are you all feeling right now? Before we end this session, I see Nancy, I see your hand is raised. I'll unmute you in just a moment. And let me just quickly go. And actually, no, right now, just type into the chat how you're feeling. And I'm going to unmute Nancy, and we're going to have a conversation here together. There you go. Nancy, welcome to the stage. The mic is yours. Hold on.
You got me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Hold on. All right. Anyway, yeah, I just finally signed up for the app, and I am loving it. I go in it every day. Playfully, what will I do now, and what's my next journey? But I did have to ask one question that I find myself encountering. When I do the breath, breathe in, drop down, hold, then let it out, breathe, and hold it. I can hold it to that very last moment until I make a noise, and I find I've got to do level it 3 to bring my breath back down, to settle in. Is that okay? I can't do it all in one exhale. I need 3 exhales. I mean, I don't go like that, but I breathe, exhale, exhale, like step it down. Have you ever heard of that? Well, that's fine for me because
no, the truth is that with coming back to the breath, or just releasing that breath, the most important thing is that you will find it as smooth as possible. So there's no chaos. So when you exhale, you don't want this to be a forceful, chaotic exhale. You want this to be nearly as smooth as possible, a long, long exhalation until you come back to your natural state of being.
Right. Well, it's not chaotic, but it's almost like because I helped so long, and it was,
Yeah.
and I was okay with it. When I have to make that tone, I can't vocalize that tone. It takes me like a step down process of the hum or the om, and I don't know. No one, I have never heard anyone speak to that, so I didn't know if that was some happens for some, or maybe it's just for me. Not to judge it. I just wanted to know
Yeah.
about
So
that.
thank you for actually. So now I properly understood the question, because it's more about the chant, right? The the release. That the
Yeah,
first. So this is why it's so powerful to actually repeat the at least 2 or 3 times, because the first one, and for me as well, and for everyone that I coach, there's a moment where you release, and there seems to be like a bit of, you nearly cannot make the sound properly. It's nearly like there's a bit of, yeah, exactly. But so then if you take another breath in, your second is the one that is nearly like a blissful, powerful
perfect.
Make
Thank you.
sense?
Thank you. Thank you. I love you all. Thank you.
You're so welcome, Nancy. Thank you so much. So lovely to see you here. Okie dokie. I see as well. Diana, yes, I'm gonna unmute you now. Hello, hello. Welcome. Thank you so much. I can hear you now. I can hear you now. Thank you so much. Sending a lot of love your way, Diana. Yes, yes. Mwah. Amazing. Okay. Let me go now through the chat. Thank you. Thank you. I randomly started swaying. It was a new feeling, really interesting. Michelle, this is something that I believe, and within Soma Breath, we teach this as well. That once you connect to the body, the soma, and you connect to the energy and the flowing, I sway as well from side to side. I activate with each inhale and each exhale the body, and it is very powerful. It actually even ignites the body to really experience itself. So it's nearly like you're allowing the body, the breath, to give full permission to be. And this was something that I really understood after a while, where initially I thought that meditation is all about stay still. Don't do anything, just be. And then I realized, hold on a second, if the body wants me to sway, if the energy in the container that we all have is allowing me to do gentle shoulder shrugs or gentle swaying, absolutely do. Don't hold your body. This is a somatic experience. Breathwork is a somatic experience because you're able to tap into the body, you're able to move the body, and the body then responds to you, because the nervous system becomes one with the breath and with you, because you're allowing to be in full expression of self with the body, with the breath, energy, body, mind, all connected. So definitely, Michelle, keep swaying, just keep swaying. If one practices every day, normally how many months it takes to awaken the third eye? It's a very individual journey. You'll see for yourself that the more you practice, the more you stay committed, you'll have different journeys, you'll have different days, different experiences. This is why I mentioned about letting go of expectations. Don't think that magic isn't happening just because you haven't seen the color tomorrow or on a Wednesday morning. No, no. This is not about constantly seeing the colors and bringing more colors. And I understand that most of us want that experience all the time, right? All of us, we want to constantly, bring in more experiences, more colors, and go through the journeys. But that's not how it works. So just be very patient, committed, and be able to just practice every single day, and then see as the magic unfolds. If it takes a month, amazing. If it takes 2 years, amazing. You have time. All is well. Evan, I see your hand is raised, so I'm going to unmute you now. Haven't seen you for a while.
Hey,
And hello, hello.
I've been with you in spirit, but I've missed you, brother. We still
I
need
miss
to
you too.
connect. Yeah, definitely. Just a thought, and I'll try to summarize it, and I don't know if it resonates with anybody. But in my own journey, meditation 6, 7 years ago, and realizing that breathing, our breathwork patterns during meditation can reap tremendous benefits, right? And all kinds of things. And I have been blessed with those kinds of positive, results, from practice. And it's a lot of it is just experimenting, and trying things and not knowing if you're doing it right and seeing how it goes. Like, for example, quickly, like my personal thing, I had a long dependence on a mild dose of an anti-anxiety medication, benzodiazepine, which these things are produced, pineal and stuff. And I learned this and I went down that path. I said, how can I move to where I myself internally within can just, you know, we talk about hormones and chemicals and all these things, produce the good stuff. And with experimentation and just not knowing what I was doing, it took me over that hump. I had success. This was 4 or 5 years ago. But anyway, so my specific thought in learning about how CSF moves, cerebral spinal fluid, and we do these contractions and breathing from our bottoms up through and move that physical fluid up through our physiology, our system, our bodies, as well as energy through our chakras, right? So specifically where I'm going with this, I've done my own homework and research because I don't know if anybody will resonate with this. When I can kind of understand what's happening physiologically, then I can take my mind in that direction with visualization, the movement of fluid, and actually physically putting pressure on the pineal, and which is our transmitter, and good things happen physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Does that make any sense? So I guess I'm going there.
Absolutely yes. No, Evan, absolutely yes. And I'm gonna touch on what you're just saying. So yeah, continue on.
I guess where I'm going with that is I'm so grateful that we have Niraj. You understand the body, the physiology extremely well, and I'm grateful for that, and for this chance to just learn better. So I think, I don't know if that resonates with anybody, as the more that we understand how things are working, then we can put ourselves in that place and make things happen. Make sense?
Absolutely
Yeah.
yes. Absolutely
Yeah.
yes. I even if I
I don't see light and color. I don't see
Mm.
colors and stuff so much, even though I try. But I at the same time I'm like, okay, it's okay.
I
Maybe
love it. Exactly, and I love what you just brought up. And this is something that I've been I've been guiding and teaching people to give themselves even sessions where you will understand that in a session you will get the benefits for your physical health. Right, so you will understand what we just done today in regards to the movement of the spinal fluid. We'll do with nitric oxide, all of the benefits from a physical standpoint. Then I have sessions where I want to be more connected to the spiritual side, the energy, where I really want to manifest. So I nearly have days where I decide, you know what, today I'm very happy to guide myself or my client through a session where he will get all the benefits for the physical body, for the physiology, for the brain and heart coherence, for oxygenation of the cells. And as you said as well, once I know, this is why we've done more theory at the start of today's session, and the replay will be available. So please come back to the replay and listen to what Niraj was sharing, because it was actually so powerful. And once you understand what Evan, you said, once you feel it in your body and you do the practices, you'll be able to really get all those benefits and feel that, okay, I've got the theory, I've got the practical. Now I'm combining it all and now I understand it.
Yes, that was my thought too, is I'll be back to this one and just go over some things so it sinks in. But
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Evan.
sure. Wow. Always great to be here. Yeah. And with everybody. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much. Many blessings your way. Keep on breathing, brother. With us.
Always.
Always.
Yeah.
You're very welcome. Let me just hop into the chat. People are joining now. The Zoom, the session was started an hour and 20 minutes ago. Oh yeah, somebody asked about blocked nostrils. So there is a technique that you can do as well. Now, obviously, be very much connected and see how your body responds to this. So once you have blocked nasal passages, what you can do, just gently and smoothly breathe in and out through the nose, another in and out, and then in and fully out. Hold your nostrils and shake your head on that out breath. Do it. We kind of guide people through 20 to 30 times, then come back to the breath, calm the nervous system again, and see, because quite possibly that already it will be unblocked. But if you have to do it again, repeat it again. But this is a quick way, a quick practice for you to unblock your nostrils. And then, is it possible to let me know where I can find the 21-day challenge on the app? I'm not sure whether, Monica, could you see if you can add that link to Sabine about the 21-day challenge on the app? I think you're talking about, Sabine, I think you're talking about the 21-day journey, the awakening journey. So we can definitely send the link. And of course, let me also now tell you a little bit more about the transformational coaching mastery that will happen on the 29th of June. And Monica, if you can just type that into the chat as well, because this is an opportunity for you to join us for 6 hours with Niraj and Claudia for practice, but a lot of theory and a lot of understanding how you can use SOMA Breath in your life, in your business, and how breathwork becomes a powerful movement. And in regards to the well-being space, the inclusion, diversity, sustainability, it literally feels like breathwork brings us all, truly, even sustainability. Breathwork brings us all to this point where we understand that we are not the mental chatter that quite often is limiting us, giving us that lack of confidence, but actually it allows us to tap into something greater than we are. So that day for 6 hours from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. Eastern time, Niraj and Claudia Solis will both be guiding this session, Transformational Coaching Mastery. There'll be lunches and breaks as well. But let me just quickly go through this. You can, of course, click on the link and register for free. But in this session, you'll get new skills to create immediate shifts in your life and in your client's life, because obviously these two are working hand to hand. Get actionable steps to grow your client base and maximize your impact. And we will be welcoming and having an opening ceremony with Niraj and Claudia. And then we'll have Claudia going through how to build a thriving coaching business, and different strategies, the power of storytelling, business models. And then we will have a session with Niraj on integrating SOMA Breath for transformational results. So the neurosomatic programming that we do with SOMA Breath will be explained. And again, like today, theory and practicals, because that is the power of understanding, truly understanding and embodying it, feeding it in your body. And then, it's going to be finished then with the closing circle and the certification pathway that we have at SOMA Breath. So again, the link is in the chat. Yes, Monica has shared. Amazing. I see as well in the chat. Let me just quickly go through this. Pezzini mentions, I would like to thank Niraj for the work and research. I'm in training to become an instructor. I feel this kind of breathwork so deeply. I really hope to be able to share that in leading others here in France, Nice. So happy to hear you, Piotr Cipiel. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I will be in Nice with my own retreat with Claudia Solis. We have a retreat in Nice in May 2026. You can find all the information on my Instagram and on my LinkedIn. But Nice is a magical place, and we'll be back there as well for our retreat in 2026. Amazing. Okay. I see I have Maha, you have your hand raised. I'm just going to unmute you now. Adding spotlight.
Hello, Piotr. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I'm driving, but I just want to ask this question. So I'm about to finish my advanced instructor, and I've been practicing the daily dose since April, every day. And I did the 21-day. But I'm still struggling with something, like with the hold. I noticed when I do it lying down, I can hold way longer than when I'm sitting up. What do you have, like, do you have any advice for that? Because it's irritating me, because I want to do it while sitting down, not lying down all the time.
And when you're seated, what kind of position would you be sitting? Would you be in a lotus position, or would you just?
Like when I meditate, like with my spine erect and like the normal meditation position. But I noticed that I kind of panic when I want to hold my
Mm,
breath. Like I can hold, but not as long as when I'm lying down. When I'm lying down, I
mm,
feel like the full diaphragm, like I'm fully, like full of air. But when I'm sitting down, there's something that's happening, and I'm believing it's something in my subconscious. I wanna tackle that because it's annoying. I don't know if
So
it's
there's a couple.
happening with other people.
There's absolutely 100%. There's a different experience when you're lying down. There's a different experience where you're sitting up. So there's a couple of exercises that you can do to get yourself into longer and deeper experiences in the hold. So, for example, connecting to the body. So even when you're holding the breath, shrugging your shoulders. So mimic what the body would do exactly. Just shrugging your shoulders, or bring your belly out, bring your belly in. Another powerful way. So again, the body talks then to the mind, being like, you know what, she's safe, it's under control, all is well. And this is where what I mentioned as well about the physiological days when you want to just do it for the benefits of the physiology. I would also recommend to count back from 10 to 1. And you'll be able to go a little bit deeper and longer. And it's all about the practice. So just find these 3 different exercises, see how you can implement them, and see if you get any better results.
I'm doing that all the time while lying down. That's how I'm getting. I'm able to hold longer, But I just wanted to check this. Okay, but I'm gonna start doing that. My subconscious every morning. I'm about to sit up, and then no, I find myself lying down. And one more question. Doing the ohms for 5 minutes every day, is it? I've been doing this again since April, and last week I had like my face was swollen, and my brother is a dentist, and he was telling me it might be an overstimulation for the vagus nerve that causes something in the area. So I immediately thought of doing Om every day for 5 minutes. I'm not sure if it's okay, or I have to to do it less. Just a thought. Because we're trying by elimination to see what triggered that.
But do you experience that still after you even having that dental challenge before? Are you still experiencing this now, or you stopped doing the ohms?
It happened it started last week, so my face was super swollen.
Okay.
I still have some pain. The swelling is less, but I'm just again, I want to know, I want to understand why is this happening, because it's the first time ever. And because I know that doing Om, like it relaxes, it stimulates the vagus nerve, but I'm not sure if like 5 minutes is too much daily. Not sure.
So I would recommend do it less, and try as well. Do you place your tongue on the roof of your mouth?
Yeah. Yes.
Amazing. And you focus on your pineal gland?
I feel the full thing, like the lower chakras, the heart, and then like because I enjoy it so much, I do it every day. But I'm like, maybe I'm doing it too much. I don't know. So
well, the thing about it, it's also observe the breath. So when you take that inhale, is this like a forceful inhale, or can you find a sweet spot? Because it's nearly like sometimes we want to grasp so much air that we create so much energetic vibration within us that then there might be something blocking you from experiencing just more of a peaceful. So just observe as well whether you can go more for a sweet spot of finding, inhale and then release through the arm. I hope that helps.
Maybe I'm stressing too much. I think I'm well doing that. I guess I would to say. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Thank you so much. Enjoy the journey of SOMA Breath.
I'm trying, trust me. Thanks.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Amazing. Okay. Thank you all so much. Amazing. I mean, I just want to thank everyone that is still on this call. Still, half of the call stayed with me. So I appreciate you all, honestly. You didn't just show up for Niraj, you also showed up for me and for yourself, as I always like to say. But with every single practice, and truly, I'm not saying anything that is revolutionary right now. Commitment, consistency, and letting go of expectations. wherever you are on your journey is perfect. So give yourself permission to really feel and connect to the breath. Be playful. If you can just write this down somewhere, playful and curious in all that you do, but also in breathwork. Be playful with it. See how that breath, where is it stopping? Where is it holding you back? Because maybe, and this was my experience as well, where, for example, my heart area was blocked. So I couldn't bring the breath in, into the belly, then into the chest and release through the mouth. I couldn't because there was a block. So I had to really put my intention and attention onto releasing and observing what blocks are holding me back. What is there to be observed? And the breath, I always like to say this, guides you back home, and home is your body. And the breath will always be the bridge between your question and the answer that will come. Don't try to bring a logical answer to many things. Trust that the answer will come. So you just ask a question, bring an intention to it, be playful and curious, drop expectations, and keep connecting to the breath. Because this is the superpower that you truly have, honestly. I celebrate you all. I thank you all. Remember the Coaching Mastery, 29th of June, 10 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Claudia and Niraj will be your guides and hosts that day. And for me right now, I just wish you all the very best. Many blessings your way. Keep creating magic. Keep being your authentic, vulnerable, amazing self. You matter. Your story matters. And only when you can share from that heart space in all that you do, you truly will be connected to something so powerful that you already are. You've always been. It's time to remember who you are. It's time to come back home. Let's come home. Shall we all come home? It's time. It's time. I just want to see everyone. So I'm just going to put a gallery view. Yes. And I see beautiful smiles. Thank you all so much. Paul, Rose, Anne-Marie, Julian, Pezzini, Diana, Evan, Adele, Tommy, Diana, all of you. Monica, thank you so much. Blessings. Keep coming home and keep coming back to Sunday Breathe Together sessions with SOMA Breath. I love you all. Truly. See you all very, very soon.